I hate to break it to you, but a lot of the videos here on YouTube telling you how to cultivate confidence are complete and utter crap. In this video, I'm going to tell you the exact steps to build your confidence, because some of the advice that I'm seeing out there is for little girls. And this advice today is for the grown women. Okay, for the women that want to do the hard work, for the grown women who want to hear the truth, because I'm going to give you the truth in the most loving but also harsh way. Buckle up, baby. But don't worry, this is not going to be a one-off. This is going to be the first of a whole series with regards to elevating, improving your life. And for me, the fundamentals of that is your confidence. Confidence is everything. Confidence is the foundation. And when you build your confidence, everything that you want in life will flow from it. Okay, let's start with a little introduction on my journey of how I became more confident. And it's funny because I often get complimented on how confident I am. And yeah, I guess confidence just flows through. It just radiates. It just permeates. And I'm a confident person, but I wasn't always this way. Growing up, especially in my teens, I was incredibly shy and I had no confidence whatsoever. My sense of self was non-existent. My self-belief was in the gutter. And it was a process, it was a journey. And I would say it was really a journey that started around my mid-20s. And it's taken a lot of time, like a long time, years, many, many years. And to be honest with you, it's gonna take a really long time if you want to build your confidence in a meaningful, long-lasting way. A lot of the content on YouTube and the rest of social media is very much giving a fast track to building confidence in a weekend. Darling, it doesn't work that way. It's a journey, it's a process, and it's really, really fucking hard. Okay, it's really hard. And I really wanted to add that context because I feel like some of you might be watching this and being like, well, Ewoma, it's easy for you. Look at you. Look at your life. Of course, you're going to be confident. Well, now you know it wasn't always easy. Okay, well, let's start with what confidence actually means. Because there's the Oxford English Dictionary definition of confidence, and then there's the social media definition of confidence. The two are quite different. The latter is quite superficial, so we're going to focus on the former. So confidence is a feeling of self-assurance in one's abilities. And I love this part. This is the part I really love. This part, when I read it, it was preaching to me, it was singing to me. It involves the realistic awareness of your own abilities and the reassurance that you can handle life's challenges. And there's some keywords within this definition that I really want to highlight. Self-awareness, your own abilities, conviction, and reassurance. And when somebody embodies this true definition of confidence, it really does show up in the way that they carry themselves. And it's important to note that there's a big difference between real confidence and faking it. This whole faking till you make it, we'll talk about that later. But I'm talking about real confidence. How does real confidence show up in a person? Confident people are comfortable with silence. Some of you talk too much.
Sometimes the mouth, it needs to close.
Be comfortable with silent pauses. The most obvious thing is their body language. The posture is upright and it's open. Some of you are giving hunchback of Notre Dame, darling. I'm looking at you from over there and I can see from the posture, you lack confidence. Honey, no. Open, chest out there, head held high. That is how we're going to be carrying ourselves. Because trust me, other people, especially people with ulterior motives, if you have that hunchback of Notre Dame body language posture, they can spot that from a mile. It's like a shark sniffing blood and they will come for you because they were like, oh.
That girl has no confidence whatsoever.
Another thing that confident people do is that they take up space, literally and metaphorically. These people are not squeezing themselves into a corner, okay, or apologizing for being in people's way constantly. No, they are not doing that. They are boldly, proudly taking up space. That's why when I'm walking on the street, I will stand firm in my position. I'm not apologizing for being there. And this is one of the ways that you can practice confidence in your day-to-day. The next thing that confident people do is that they hold eye contact. Yes, I know some of you are neurodivergent baby girls, so eye contact might be a myth. It's fine. But by and large, confident people maintain eye contact. They are focused, they're watching and watching intently. Their eye movements are not in space down there on the floor over there, straight up eye contact. And then in terms of the way that confident people speak, well, I could give you a whole shopping list, but one thing I really notice about confident people is that they are not constantly apologizing.
Oh my God, so sorry.
Oh my God,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry for existing.
I'm so sorry for being there.
I'm so sorry I'm me. No. No, 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 no. We need to be very stingy with the sorries. We are only sorry when it's needed. We need to be stingy with the sorries. Remember that. Maybe it's more of an English thing. Probably more of an English thing. Over here in the UK, we apologise for just breathing. I don't think it's a problem that, my American baby girls struggle with. And then also the way that confident people vocalize. There's presence. There's a stillness. There's a slowness. There's a boldness in the way that they speak. There's a clarity in the way that they speak. They're not mumbling, darling. They're not mumbling. They're speaking in a straightforward, direct way. It doesn't necessarily mean the person who shouts the loudest is the most confident. I usually find that is not true. If you are confident, you do not need to shout. And if anything, I find that truly confident people don't speak in a very high volume. They don't, because they don't need to. So the first way to develop confidence is what I call trust thyself. The reason that you lack confidence is because you don't trust yourself. You are constantly doubting yourself. Confident people rarely, hardly doubt themselves. If they do, it's very much in a self-aware manner. Okay, so you need to learn how to trust yourself. Because if you want to be more confident, you need to learn how to trust yourself. That is the foundation of everything. And if you struggle with trusting yourself, you need to figure out why. Remember, I believe in diagnosis in order to solve the problem, in order to treat the problem. We need to know where these things come from. Does it come from something in your childhood, a particular trauma, or is it something in your current day, your life setup, a relationship that you're in? Whatever it may be, you need to figure out why you don't trust yourself. And I think a really common reason as to why people do not trust themselves is because they are too busy listening to everyone else. They listen to everyone else's opinion before they listen to theirs. And actually, they don't even have an opinion. Yes, a lot of you people that consume social media for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you do not have your own opinions. Your opinions are based on the girl that you saw on TikTok yesterday. Go inward, baby. Listen to yourself. There is a lot of chitter-chatter out there right now, and it can be hard to decipher and to filter through the noise, but it is a skill that you absolutely fundamentally need to learn. And without sounding like a baby boomer, I feel like a lot of us millennials and up, because we didn't grow up with the internet, we are much better at that. I fear that a lot of the younger baby girls and baby boys out there, it's a skill that the internet hasn't quite helped with. And just like confidence, trusting yourself is a muscle that you need to build. What are some of the ways that you can build trusting yourself? Well, first of all, you need to be happy and content with your own company. Some of you do not like yourself.
There's a whole conversation.
But some of you need to learn how to like yourself. Some of you need to enjoy your own company. Not everything is a group project. Sometimes be alone, go take yourself to dinner. That is what we need to do. Because some of you, your entire life, you have relied upon people. And I'm not saying that that's all bad, but you fundamentally need to learn how to rely on yourself. Not only do you need to know how to rely on yourself, but you need to cultivate autonomy and you need to cultivate independence. That is the trusting yourself sandwich. Some of the practical ways that will help you to cultivate all of these qualities that I've just mentioned include things like moving out of your parents' house and getting your own place. Moving out the family home, I know it's very convenient and often quite economical staying in the family home, but you are infantilizing yourself. Yes, I said it. You need to go, move out, have your own space, understand what it is like having to pay rent every month, having to arrange your utility bills, having to just everything that comes with living alone. Very crucial, very fundamental. And I've noticed that adults that have never lived by themselves, you can often notice that in the way that they move. They tend not to move in a very confident way. If getting your own flat or apartment isn't so easy, go on holiday by yourself. Yes, even as a woman, you can go on holiday. No one told you to go to the depths of the Amazon rainforest. But if you don't want to go that far, even just go to another state. Go to the other side of the UK by yourself. Don't worry, you are not going to die. As for me, I've been to many places by myself. Even in my 20s, I've been to Bali by myself. I've been to the Cayman Islands by myself. I've been to the States multiple times by myself. I love a good solo travel, and there's ways to navigate it to make sure that you're safe, but just go and bloody do it, babe. Get that holiday out of the WhatsApp chat and stop relying on your friends. The concept of me waiting for people before I do what I want to do, impossible. No. I do not allow people to hold me back. No. If I want to go to Timbuktu, I will go, even if I have to go by myself. And when you're spending time with yourself or even taking yourself to dinner, I want you to self-reflect. I want you to plan. I want you to set goals. Sometimes just be with the silence of yourself. It's very enriching, darling. It is quite a spiritual experience. This is why some of y'all were losing your mind during COVID, because it was the first time in your life that you have been by yourself. Do not wait for a pandemic before you know and learn and understand how to be by yourself. It is a fundamental skill. And I can already hear the baby girls saying,
I can't take myself to dinner. That's so awkward.
people are gonna laugh at me, people are gonna watch me.
Oh my God, I'm gonna think I'm sad.
That's the whole point. Who fucking cares? Nobody cares. I don't care if someone sees me sitting alone at dinner. I don't care if they think I'm a weirdo, if they think I'm a loner. God bless them. Confident people don't give a shit. And it's very intentional that I'm laboring this point of knowing and learning and embracing being by yourself. Because some of you, the reason that you don't have to trust yourself is because you don't know yourself beyond the context of other people. If your boyfriend is not there, you crumble. If your mum is not there, you crumble.
Who am I?
Because last time I checked, you enter and leave this life alone. So whether the boyfriend is there or not doesn't even touch the confidence. And aside from the fact that trusting yourself helps to build confidence, it is something that will set you up for life. For life, darling, okay? So tattoo this segment on your forehead. The next thing that you need to do is audit your circle, cut the energy vampires, and embrace the confident boys and girls. You need to be very strict with this. Yes, I know that you've been friends since you were 5 years old, but it might be time to reconsider that friendship. And that's not to say that this is the time to just dash your long-term friendships. No, that is not what I am saying. What I'm saying is that if a friendship is not cultivating, boosting your confidence, but instead it's draining your confidence, it's making you doubt yourself, it's making you question yourself, then that friendship needs to go.
It's very simple.
Because as they say, your network is your net worth. The people around you will dictate the person that you become. So you need to be incredibly strict with the people that you keep close around you. The energy vampires, the people that are constantly criticizing you, the people that constantly have something to say, masqueraded and disguised as concern, they need to go. And we need to be calling in people that actually like themselves. A lot of people don't like themselves. Call in people that are confident. Embrace people that are confident. Because you know what? That's going to rub off on you. And practically some of the clues that give away that you need to get rid of that friendship include when they make insults masqueraded as jokes. This is the very common one. Very common. Goodbye. When they struggle to celebrate with you. Goodbye when they are constantly criticizing you in a non-constructive way. Bye-bye. No. Or even you consistently find that when you spend time around them, afterwards you are incredibly drained. Take that as data that they need to go in the bin. And when it comes to reassessing friendships, not everything needs to be a conversation. I would encourage it, particularly if you care for that person, particularly if they've been in your life for a very long time. But sometimes, depending on the situation, not everything needs to be a conversation. Sometimes just slowly distance, casually separate. That's all it takes, because people that are weird know that they're being weird. So trying to rationalize and discuss with them is honestly a pointless exercise. I prefer to focus on action and not talking. And you know what? One thing that I've noticed with people that lack confidence is that their friendship circle, the people that they keep around them, are perpetual moaners. They bloody complain. They complain about everything. They are never content with anything, constantly complaining, constantly moaning. They bond over moaning, constantly criticizing the girl over there, constantly criticizing the boy over there when they are still on their arse doing nothing. If you find yourself around those people, flee. Flee quickly, darling. This next one is the honest truth that no one talks about enough. And that is to make more money. I am not saying that your confidence should hinge upon money. However, having money, being confident in your money, being financially independent, being financially secure will make you more confident. It just does. Because last time I checked, struggling to pay your bills every month is not the fast track way to develop your confidence. If anything, it's going to chip away at it incredibly quick. Okay, so we need to be getting the bag. We need to be building the bag, darling. Whatever that means to you, whether that means 50K a month, 50K a year, whatever you need to live comfortably, to live well, to live independently without having to beg other people, loan money from other people, set that number and work towards it. Because when people are like, money doesn't buy happiness, I kind of beg to disagree. It's a nuanced conversation, but I generally beg to disagree. To a degree, it can. It really does. It really does. It buys convenience. It buys ease. It buys boundaries. It buys safety. It buys options. A very important one for women out there. Money is beyond buying Chanel handbags. For me, the beauty of money has been beyond the material things. It's actually the non-material things that just give me that peace of mind. And also I think there's just something about making money and making a lot of it, the process of that, because typically it takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, diligence, commitment. That process in itself will build your confidence. And another really specific one to us women when it comes to money is money and relationships. I find that the women that have their own money are very secure in themselves. Not always, but typically. Because as I said, money buys you options. If you have your own money as a woman, you aren't so easily impressed because that bag that they're dangling in front of you, you have 5 of them already. So it really allows you to focus in on more of the soft skills. It really makes you clear on what qualities you're looking for in a partner, because a lot of the qualities that some of these men are offering, you already have it. It's really no big deal. Have your own money as a woman, and it means that you're not moving and acting from a place of desperation. Some of you are desperate, and the reason that you are desperate is because you don't have your own. Build your own. Financial independence is incredibly important as a woman. You're not gonna like this one, but if you want to build confidence, you need to learn how to do hard things. So many of you are taking the easy route. We need to be doing challenging, difficult things that take discipline, that take consistency, and that take commitment. That is how you build confidence. And once you overcome those challenges, once you build success despite those challenges, that will make you a more confident person. That is literally what I've done in my life. Because when you do consistently hard things and succeed in those hard things, that is evidence to trust yourself. You are giving yourself evidence to trust yourself. You are telling yourself quite literally, like there's evidence for it objectively, that you can trust and rely on yourself. You'll be like,
Wow, I really did that.
wow, I really achieved that.
Wow, I really got that degree. Wow.
Committed in that thing for X number of years and have reached the top of my game. Whatever it may be, you need to do hard things. Again, don't mean to sound like a baby boomer, but I feel like a lot of us out here don't want to work. A lot of the girls, a lot of the boys don't want to do the work. You need to learn how to do the work. Some of you are too fucking lazy. You need to get up and go. I'm so sorry, darling. Some of you are lazy and you're wondering why you're still in the same position that you were from 5 years ago. Because you don't want to work, darling. There's no two ways about it. You can manifest and dream and Pinterest all you want and color code your workout clothes all you want, but you're gonna have to fucking work. That is how you get results. That is how you win. That is how you achieve the kind of results that the 1% achieve, by outworking them. It's funny because I feel like the girls are like,
Oh my God, Dr. Mama, soft life. Oh my God.
I work, I hustle. I have been hustling since I've been like 15 years old. I was balancing my medical school degree with a retail job. In between finishing my medical degree and starting as a junior doctor, I was working that summer every single day. I have been working like a dog since I was 15. This is not overnight success, darling. This is decades and some in the making. Working hard has been fundamental in me cultivating confidence. And practically, what does doing the hard things look like? Taking risks, doing it alone, committing to something for a really long time, a job, a degree, posting that first video on YouTube, sending that text, setting that boundary, whatever it may be, you gotta do it. And the more that you do hard things and easy it becomes, the more you build your confidence. Because again, if I can contextualize it back to myself, because I have been doing hard things for a very, very long time, and I have gotten exceptional results in those things, which by the way, wasn't the case at first. These things take time. But because I've developed success, I have developed a track record of successes. A track record is evidence of success. That in itself, objectively, gives me confidence. Because if I've done it 10 times already, why can't I do it 10 times in the future. I've done it once, so I'm going to do it again. This next one is so important. These are what I call the daily compounders. And the daily compounders are competence, consistency, and discipline. This is the holy trifecta of things that compound your confidence every single day. And when I use the word competence, I mean competence in terms of building a skill, competence in your abilities, competence in whatever you're doing. And this is where my favorite topic, for the wrong reasons, comes in: imposter syndrome. What the fuck is that? This is the disease, the ailment of the modern century. What is imposter syndrome? Newsflash, baby. Everybody's imposting. Everybody's imposter. Everybody's fucking faking it. But what is a surefire way to avoid this rhetoric, this very unhelpful mindset of imposter syndrome? Actually being competent in the very thing that you are doing, objectively. Some of you out here are running on vibes. Some of you out here are blagging it. You don't know shit. So no wonder you're experiencing imposter syndrome. And obviously that goes without saying, you still can be competent in something and suffer with imposter syndrome. For that, you need Jesus or a therapist. But I don't get it. I also firmly believe that it's an ailment, a disease that is typically faced by women. I have never heard a man say that they have imposter syndrome.
Never heard it, babe.
I don't think they subscribe to it, really. With the audacity that a man has, it is impossible for him to face and experience and even intellectualize something such as imposter syndrome. No. So ruminating on how you're imposting and how someone is going to find you out one day, it is not helpful. It's not going to pay the bills, darling. Do not entertain these unhelpful, negative mindsets. I'm sorry. I'm not going to indulge you in that. I'm sorry. But imposter syndrome aside, competence takes time. Competence takes practice. Competence also takes consistency in that very skill or ability that you are trying to develop. Just because at day 0 you're crap at it, it's okay, baby. You need to start somewhere. No successful person on this earth, no confident person on this earth started that way. No, darling, it's a process. I remember when I first started doing clinic days, when I first opened my clinic, I literally had one patient in a day. Yeah, it was rough. That was a rough time of life. One patient in a day. Now I have people begging me for appointments. You got to start somewhere, okay? So why are you beating yourself up? Girl, that don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Consistency, darling, consistency. How are you showing up? Are you showing up every day, or are you showing up when you feel like it? Are you showing up when you can be bothered? You need to be consistent with it, because consistency gets results. Results make you more confident. And then lastly, discipline. Baby, we need to be disciplined. You are too relaxed. You are too chill.
You are too comfortable. You're too complacent.
You need to be strict, darling, strict with yourself and strict with others. Discipline is keeping your own promises. Some of you are flaky as hell. You are flaky. Confident people are disciplined. Not the fake confident ones, but the truly confident people are disciplined. There's no two ways about it. I'm really going in today, I'm so sorry. But some of you are perpetual giver-uppers. You're always giving up. You do the thing for 10 days and you give up. You're 75 hard, you could only manage it for 15 days.
You give up.
You give up. So how do you think you're going to build confidence in yourself? Because even yourself, you don't take yourself seriously. You don't. If I could pick one thing that has made me confident, that is my sense of self. God bless me. From a very young age, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, but I have had a very strong sense of self. Me and myself, very strong, very headstrong. I know what I want and I know what I don't want. I have never really been the one that follows the crowd. I have never been one to, subscribe to the opinions of the general public. That is not me. Staying true to me is fundamental. And when I don't stay true to me and authentic to me, it literally makes me go cray-cray. Like, it is so important to me. And anything in my life that does not align with my sense of self, my honest sense of self, it goes. As in, I throw it in the bin. It's gotta go. That is how important sense of self is to me and what it should be to you. And when I think of sense of self, I think of someone who knows who they are, knows what they like, what they don't like, knows where they're going, knows where they don't want to go, is at one with their intuition, has a strong intuition, hears themselves, speaks of themselves. Sounds a bit weird, but generally, someone who is deep in their intuition, someone who is sort of spiritually grounded in themselves. That is what I believe is a strong sense of self. Because for some of you, the real problem is that you don't know yourself. Yourself or your sense of self changes like a chameleon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're a different person. Thursday, Friday to Sunday, you're a whole nother person too. You are too busy listening to the opinions of other people to course correct and direct who you are. No, because baby, you cannot be everything to everyone. It is normal for people not to like you. It is normal for people to not align with your sense of self. Keep it moving. And the thing is, when you have a strong sense of self, people will call you stubborn. People will call you difficult. That's a good thing, particularly as a woman. That's a good thing. Again, obviously have a little bit of, self-insight, reflection. But by and large, 7 times, if not more, out of 10, when someone calls you difficult as a woman, headstrong, stubborn, selfish, it's a good thing. It means you're not easily swayed. It means you're not easily manipulated. People that have a strong sense of self cannot be manipulated. People that have a strong sense of self also happen to be confident. So practically, what are some of the ways that you can build your sense of self? Hey, I think to a degree, you kind of have it or you don't, but it is another muscle that I believe that you can build upon. Key way is therapy. Therapy will help you just to rearrange, go through all of those thoughts, experiences that you've had in life that are skewing, playing with your sense of self. Start there. That's a real one. The next thing is spending time with yourself. We've already spoken about this, but you need to spend time with yourself. Another thing is journaling. Good old pen to paper or even a little voice note from time to time. Very important practice. You need to have that self-awareness. You need to have that inward sort of feedback cycle with yourself. You need to know what you want and don't want. You need to start planning your life. You need to know what you stand for. You need to know what is important to you. You essentially need to develop a manifesto, like literally a written manifesto as to what you want in life. I mentioned this earlier on, but I need to re-emphasize the way that you carry yourself, darling, is key, is gospel when it comes to confidence. I have noticed on the tinternet there is this rhetoric of shaming people who want to beautify themselves, again, whatever beautification means to you. There's definitely this rhetoric of vilifying people that take pride in their appearance, calling it submitting to beauty standards.
Nonsense.
BS. No, darling. You need to present yourself. You need to put your best foot forward. Looking rough, looking dusty, looking disheveled, disorganized. It's not the way. No. And yes, I know there's going to be someone saying,
Oh, but that billionaire who's confident, he dresses like a homeless man.
Maybe so. But if you didn't know, even going back to my previous point, it really actually verifies my previous point about money. Money speaks. Baby, you don't have $1 billion. Not yet, anyway. So you can't afford to dress like a homeless man, right? But I reassure you, the guy that is now a billionaire that dresses like a homeless guy, he was suited and booted on that journey, more likely than not. The way that you present yourself in life will determine how people receive you, how people treat you. Examples of this include pretty privilege. We're not going to get into the politics of that, okay? But indeed, I believe in pretty privilege. So darling, make yourself pretty. There's certain things in life that we can't fight. I'm not saying that it's right, but there's certain laws of life that you can't argue with them. It is what it is. So lean into it, leverage it, simple. Don't get bogged down with academia, conversations on social media. It is pointless and it is futile. We're not doing it. Put your best foot forward. Take pride in your appearance, whatever that means to you. Show up, invest in yourself, invest in your body, invest in your health. Do whatever you need to do, even when you're moving day to day. Posture, body language, confident, bold, upright, not, I don't care what the internet wants to tell you, but showing up presentable is an evergreen fundamental of life. It just is. And really, when it comes to putting your best foot forward, when it comes to taking pride in your appearance, all of that is just to make you feel more confident in yourself, more comfortable in your skin. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I'm a fine baby girl.
Yes, I am so cute.
Yes, I'm so fine. Instead of, ugh, I hate myself. Ugh, I'm so ugly. Ugh. No. Okay, so let me let you into something. So when I'm out and about and I'm walking past a shop window and I manage to catch a reflection of myself, I will literally just look at myself. I'm like, ugh, baby, the body is snatched today. Ugh.
The skin.
The face, whatever it may be. That is how much I love myself. The internal and the external, I love myself. I am the shit. I know that I'm the shit. You need to know that you are the shit. And if you don't feel like you are the shit, baby, I've just given you the handbook. I've just given you the textbook as to how to get there. I feel like these days I've come to a point where no one can really tell me anything. You know, I'm a humble girl, but no one can really tell me anything because I know. I've been shooting in the gym. I've been shooting in the gym for a really long time. I've been investing in myself in all kind of capacities. So no one can tell me anything. I love myself. I do. I love the body that I'm in. I love my life. My life is not perfect, but I love my life. The fact that I'm alive, I'm awake, I'm speaking to you, I'm doing what I love, and I'm getting paid for it. Girl, fucking love my life. Didn't always, but you can too. And last but not least, faith. I feel like when people are having conversations around confidence, they sidestep faith, and I don't get it. This is not going to be a religious, spiritual conversation by any means. Do you, darling? You can even skip this part if you want. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I'm just telling you what has worked for me, having a faith. Incredibly important, is the bedrock of who I am. It is the very thing when all of the external things fade away that make me confident. And the days or even the times in life that are really dark, that are particularly challenging, where I'm fucking tired and I'm like, the usual formula, the usual zhuzh of hyping myself up isn't working, faith comes in. As for me, I really do recommend believing in some form of a higher power. I swear by it, that is my secret. Because I know that when I cannot rely on myself, there is something higher than me that I can rely on. So, of course I'm gonna have confidence. Of course. Because I'm the shit and I have a higher being, a higher power that's got me. Just a recommendation, totally up to you. Just saying. Well done for making it to the end. I know I threw a lot of information at you, as I usually do. But don't think you need to implement all of these things today. No, it's a gradual process, and actually implementing all of these things and doing it properly and meaningfully is really going to take you at least a year. It is really hard. It is really hard. I told you we're doing hard things this year. But trust me, before you know it, you will become more confident. It's really not an overnight thing. It just all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm now getting complimented on how confident I am. Oh, you know, confidence isn't a loud thing. All of that is fake. True confidence comes from within. True confidence is quiet. And that's what I'm going to end on.